All right, guys, welcome to our Thursday team call, January 7th, 2021. Woohoo! We are rocking and rolling right on in to the new year. We are so excited about this year. 2021 is going to be an incredible year for this whole entire team. I'm telling you, we have accomplished more as a team in the past 2 months than we have like all of 2020. We are like rolling into 2021 full speed ahead with such amazing, new, exciting things for our coaches to use to help grow their business and help more people. And I'm just ecstatic because there's not other teams out there that are doing the stuff that we're doing. So it is very, very exciting. So I hope you guys are excited too. We're going to be talking more about all this stuff tonight, what we're doing and how you can participate. And I'm just so excited. January 7th, and we have already changed 15 lives, which is amazing. And I see people's names on this board that are brand new names, which is really exciting. If you see a number 2 next to somebody's name, that means that they helped one person get started with a challenge pack. So Elise on the board with 2, Lynn 2, Ashley 2, Matt 2, Kim 2, Lynn Weller 2, Kelly 2, Amanda Steele 2, Jennifer Zurin 2, and Kaylee Pinto 2. Amazing job, you guys. You inspired one person to change their life. Maybe it's a friend, maybe it's a complete stranger, maybe it's a family member. I don't really care. It's amazing that somebody saw you and you messaged them or however it happened, but you inspired them and they signed up with you. That is incredible, you guys. Do you know that they could sign up with any coach out there, but they chose you? That is super exciting. And then on the board with 4 points is Jen, and I'm going to butcher her last name, Markowitz, I think. Jen, this is awesome. Jen helped 2 people get started this month already because of our virtual fit parties. How amazing is that? She is leaning into these fit parties and she helped 2 people get started already. I don't know about you guys. We're going to talk more about fit parties, but I can sit here and invite to fit parties all day long because A, they're freaking fun, and B, it's free. It's just like hey, we're doing this really fun thing and it's free. Like, you want to come check it out? Like, it's just so easy to invite people to. So congratulations, Jen. I'm so proud of you. And then I'm on the board with 6 top recruiters. Elise has 1, which is her mama, which I'm so proud. You know that my first 2 coaches were my husband and my mama. Yeah, no lie, right? Boom, Emerald, baby. Is that easy? So congratulations. Jen has 1 and Matt has 1. Elise, I gotta give you top coach of the week, girl, because you show up to everything and you show up with energy and excitement. And you're like, I don't know how I'm gonna figure this thing out, but I'm gonna figure it out. And I'm just gonna keep doing it until it works, and just have patience. And you hit Emerald today. I am super proud of you. Keep going, girl. So proud.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Is Ashley on the call? Woo! Ashley's on the call. Yes. Ashley, I'm telling you, I am so excited about fit parties. Like, she came to me in the beginning of December and she's like, I have this idea, this plan, this thing. And I'm like, okay, what's up? And she started sharing it with me and I'm like nodding my head and I'm like, okay, all right, sounds good. Keep telling me a little bit more. And as we kept discussing it and going back and forth, I was just getting more excited and more excited. And then we said, well, we're not going to just wait until this like January to start these. We're going to start them now. We're going to start them now. We're going to figure this thing out. We're going to perfect them. So come January, we can hit the ground running with virtual fit parties. And she stepped up to the plate. She created amazing presentations for the virtual fit party. And we got on and we're working out the kinks. And I'm telling you guys, These things are fire. They are incredible. Ashley, did you want to just touch on a few points with a virtual fit party? Did you want to say anything about them?
I guess just that, and thank you, by the way. And by the way, it was Amy who was like, "Oh, we should just do this now," and that was a huge decision. So thank you for that. I just want you guys to know, if you haven't been on one, get on one. If you have not experienced a fit club or a fit party, I keep saying that tonight. If you haven't experienced a fit party, which by the way is not a fit club, if you have not experienced it, you need to get on one. Like, get on one and really experience it, because the way that you experience it, you like as someone who's a guest, is how you're going to have your guests experience it. But you'll never invite to it if you've never actually been to it. And just take the time to come and join us. And it's a ton of fun, and you'll see the feedback we're getting from the people who are showing, the guests. Like, we're literally getting positive, super awesome feedback from the guests, not from our coaches. I mean, they're giving us positive feedback too, but the guests are, and they're buying. So it's something that I highly recommend. Just get on and see what it's like. All right, that's it. Go ahead.
Okay, hold on. I'm trying to.
Did you want me to talk about the leadership thing or no? You
Yeah.
want to wait?
Yeah.
I mean, we could just keep it a secret and not tell anybody.
Well, now that you left the cat out of the bag.
Well, we could be like Olivia and just be like, I have something I'm not going to tell you about.
Go ahead. I know a lot of these.
Spoiled the secret for you guys. Gotta get you excited for what's coming up, you know.
I know a lot of the people on this call get onto the virtual fit parties, and I know a lot of them are very excited about the virtual fit parties. So go ahead and share with the people.
Okay, this is coming up, and we don't have it totally squared away yet, but there's going to be a fit party
too.
A fit party leadership apprenticeship program. That's a big word, mouthful. Anyway, fit party leadership, and it's going to be so amazing. It's a huge growth opportunity. So here's the deal. In January, we're going to roll it out for February. So we'll have, how do I say this? Okay, in February, we'll have an apprenticeship for it, okay? There'll be requirements that you have to hit in January to get to it. And then same for the next month. We'll have an apprenticeship in March, requirements in February to get into it. Does that make sense? It'll be the month prior where you have to hit those requirements. Okay, this is a big leadership role. It's going to help basically in every aspect of your business. You're going to be put on a leadership team. You're going to be apprenticed. If you're interested in running a fit party, you're going to go through the training to run one, and you're going to phase into it. So maybe if you get started, you would help me run one, and then we would work out all the kinks, and then you can run the next one. For the team, not just you going off and running your own. I mean, you can if you ever want to run your own thing, it's your own business, go for it. But the ones in which all of us, the whole team is inviting to, you can be leading that, okay? You're also gonna, because of that, you're gonna get a lot of one-on-one attention from the top coaches on our team. And so you'll be able to start growing your business even further with other things that are more, I wanna say higher level. I don't mean that to sound like gross or whatever, but I mean ways to automate your business, ways to have an assistant, like these things that we do, right? After you grow to a certain point, you might want to start looking at other ways to grow, right? And so by hitting this leadership role, you get that extra attention, okay? So the other thing is, by doing this, by being in a leadership role, by running these fit parties, you're like building your resume in all aspects of life. Whether you have a full-time job somewhere else, whether you are working with a volunteer organization, in whatever you're doing, we're rolling into so many things: public speaking, working on a team, being a leader. Like, these are all things that are going to help in every aspect of your life. Okay. So the way to get into this for the February apprenticeship, and we might not have anybody in I'm just putting this out there. Like, we might not have somebody for February, but if somebody on the team wants to step it up in this shorter period of time, since we're not giving them a lot of notice, then they can. And I think you should, because being the first apprentice would be amazing. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to hit diamond at least 1 week of the month. So if we're in January, it would be at least 1 week of January, you would have to be diamond, right? And you have to hit Success Club. So that's it. Those are the only 2 requirements. Diamond at least 1 week of the month and Success Club. Okay, so that's how you can get into the apprenticeship program for February. And then the same thing will happen going forward. And then to stay on the calendar, where you might like say, you were like, I do want to do the fit clubs. I want to run them, right? And I want to do like 1 or 2 a month or whatever for the team. To actually run the fit club, it's the same requirements. So you have to go through the training, and then you'd have to the prior month hit diamond at least 1 week of the month, and be at Success Club to stay part of that leadership team. And every month we'll have a group chat for that leadership team, and you will have to hit those requirements to stay in that group chat. Does that make sense? So it's going to be a big deal. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be fun too. And the biggest thing is you'll be perceived as the leader on the team, because you'll be going through all this extra training. Okay, not in a lot of extra time, but extra attention, if that makes sense. Okay, so that's it. Sorry.
No.
I was so excited about it.
Excited about it. I'm a little bit nervous to go through Ashley's training for it. So if anybody wants to go before me, go right ahead. I know it might not be for everybody, but I know there's a lot of people on our team that are like, bring it. I want to do that. So I'm so excited. All right, real quick. I wanted to share with you guys what Ashley and I put together for announcements. Guys, every single Sunday, Ashley and I are going to be sitting down. We're going to be updating this pinned post, announcement post in Destiny United. It is going to literally have every single thing that is going on this week that you can plug your team into and yourself into. So make sure you guys are checking in with this. It talks about the February Team Cup that's coming up. It talks about the virtual super weekend is in here with all the FAQs, literally everything that you need to know that is going on in our team and in Beachbody Land is in this post. Okay, guys. So that is very, very important. I hope it's helpful for you guys. I really hope it's helpful. And then the last thing that I wanted to share with you guys is in the back office, the Coach Breaking News. It talks about everything you need, you guys. Register for the Team Cup. It's all right here. Guys, we're getting a new Coach monthly newsletter. Like we never really had those before, you guys. Like it was like we get like a diamond newsletter, but now they also have like a regular Coach monthly newsletter, which I think is amazing. The Success Club 2021 rewards start now, right now. Hit Success Club in January. Hit Success Club in February. Like get every single prize this year, you guys. I feed off of this. I can't wait until I get my little massage jinger nubber gunny thing. I don't know what they're called. I can't wait until I get that little massager in the mail. It's not little. It's like over $100 for those things. Like use that to flame your fire, if you know what I'm talking about. Also, get double trip dollars in January for the 2022 Success Club trip. Go in there, read that. We're going to be talking about that a little bit more on the next week's team call. But guys, for the Success Club trips, to be able to earn those trips, they are amazing trips. And I'm just praying to God, COVID will be gone in 2022. It will be a thing of the past. Everybody will be immune to it. It will be great. It's going to be great, guys. Okay. I promise you it's going to be great. So all you need to do to get onto these trips is be hitting Success Club, you guys. Hit your Success Club benchmark. In January, they are going to be doubling your trip dollars. So how many of our Success Club points you earn in January, they're going to be doubling it. So to give you more money towards the trip. But if you want your trip paid off, you have to be hitting Success Club. every single month. Okay. And then Super Weekend and like what is new in the Nutrition Plus. If you guys don't have the Nutrition Plus, honestly, I just got it not that long ago. And the reason I didn't get it is because I'm like, girlfriend got no time. She's not going to be sitting down and looking at this stuff. And it's going to be like a waste of money for me until I got out my planner and I literally planned the days on my calendar where I am going to like be opening up my nutrition app and seeing what is new and finding recipes and doing one training. Like if I don't have the important things that I want to do on my calendar, it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. So even silly little things like that, it's not silly. You got to plan it. If it's on your calendar, you will do it. So just like I follow up with challengers, like that's on my calendar. What day of the week am I following up with my challengers, making sure they're good? I got to do the same thing with my nutrition. And nutrition is 100% the battle. You guys, you can be doing 9-week Control Freak and Autumn's going to be kicking your butt. But if you want a transformation, if you really want to see what this program's doing, we got to be following the nutrition plan. Okay. So if you don't have Nutrition Plus, get it. The first 30 days are free and you'll see just the insane amount of the value that you get in that. All right. I'm passing the baton over to Ashley because I know you guys are all on this call to hear her speak. They're just like leaning in and saying, tell me, Ashley, tell me your secret, Ashley. Tell me it now. Tell
Oh my goodness.
me it. Tell me it. What are you doing? What are you doing? Okay.
You're ridiculous. Okay. Thank you so much, Amy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Guys, I just want you to know that you're like one of the best leaders in Team Beachbody. I'm so excited to see you on stage being like 15 star down. It's going to be awesome. Okay. So let's talk about Instagram. And I got to tell you, I have struggled. Am I making sense? So much with Instagram. I could never find my voice, I guess you should say, on Instagram. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you how I see myself, and I'll tell you how I see Instagram. Okay. I personally am going to bring out a little vulnerability here, which I don't normally do. Okay. So here you go. Here's vulnerable Ashley. I hate writing. I feel like I'm the worst writer in the world. Can't stand it, right? I hate trying to make myself look really pretty. Like, I don't mean it like that. I just mean when I go on Instagram and I see all these influencers and stuff, I don't see myself in any of them. Literally, I'm like, that's not me. That's not me. I'm not cutesy. I'm not like, that's not me. Like, that's how I don't see myself like that. Right. So every time I opened up Instagram and saw someone doing well on Instagram, I was like, that's not me. Like, it's just not me. None of it is me. Right. And so it used to bother me with Instagram. I felt like I was trying so hard to put myself in a light that wasn't what I felt like. Does that make sense? I hope you can relate a little to that. It was really, that's what I felt like Instagram was. And I just didn't know how to make myself be that way. Does that make sense? Anybody who was doing well, it was like they were talking about their clothing options and like, I just didn't care. I didn't care. And what I thought, like, I was looking for people every time they were like, who are you looking for? I'm like, well, I'm looking for a really busy mom who doesn't use hashtags, who doesn't search by hashtags. You know what I mean? I'm like, I don't know. So anyway, I just struggled a lot with Instagram, right? Just put that out there. And the things that did well for me on Facebook didn't do well on Instagram. It just didn't. So I didn't use it. And I would use it here and there. Try to use it more, and it just wouldn't work for me. Plus, at the time, I was like really trying the follow-unfollow method, and that wasn't working for me either. I always ended up with more people, like following more people than people following me. And it was very frustrating and took a ton of time. Now, as someone who has 4 kids, it was a super busy life. Literally, I came from karate to here, and Amy, every time I talk to her, she's like, you're stressing me out. Stop telling me all the things you're doing before these calls, right? And I didn't even search on Instagram myself, right? I just didn't. So long story short, I found Brock and Shalane Johnson were doing a training, and some of us were on that training. It was like a 5-day training for Instagram, and we learned quite a lot, I felt like, and I was getting a lot of value out of it. But what I really got out of it was like a weight lifted off my shoulders. They told me 2 things that made me lean in big time, guys, big time. One, he said, your account does not need to be pretty. So having like a grid that's cohesive, that like makes either designs or everything's one color scheme or whatever, all of that, he said that's so 2018, right? It's not working. In like, it's too much time and effort for what it brings in. It doesn't do anything, right? And I was like, bing, like light bulb. Okay, like, you know, the TikTok. Anyway, so that made me lean in. And then he also said that Shalane said, you don't need to be vulnerable. Like, nobody wants to read your vulnerable stuff anymore. And when she said that, I was like, okay, even more. There we go. Okay, I'm all about this. But here's the thing. It made me think about what I look at. When I'm scrolling through social media, and I only scroll through social, like I only do social media because of business. It's not like I used Instagram before being a coach. I never did, ever. I literally went on Instagram to sell stuff, right? To be honest. So I never used Instagram. I never like followed hashtags, or I just didn't do any of that. And so I really didn't know when they're like, well, go on and follow things that you normally follow. I'm like, I didn't I don't do that, right? So I didn't know what to look for. But I realized, you know, I did scroll when I was like looking to like connect with my people, right? I would scroll through, and things I found myself doing and not doing. One, I never read everybody's description. like if it was more than this, I didn't read it, right? And so that gave me the, oh, well, I don't need to do that. If I'm not doing it, why would I do that? And then I just found myself only gravitating towards funny stuff. I didn't care, like, maybe I'm callous. Maybe I just didn't care about most things, but what made me stop dead in my tracks was something funny. So for me, I realized, okay, that's something that it stops me dead in my tracks when I find something funny, or it has like just words on the picture and no other picture. You know what I mean? So I started noticing these things that I really liked, and that helped me a lot too. So what I'm going to do today, though, is I'm going to break down, I'm literally going to go through my whole process of what I did to find some success. Okay. And I got to tell you, I had to figure a couple things out that they did not tell me that made a world of difference. And I'm going to share them with you. But the reason why I'm saying that is because it's not science, it's an art. Like, you're going to have to figure out what's working for you too. Do you know what I mean? Like, you have to kind of dig in and tweak and move around and not get frustrated, not get overwhelmed, and just look at it like a science experiment, because that's really what it's like. It's the same as your weight loss. I mean, when you're trying to lose weight and it's stalling, instead of getting all flippity flip, you have to be like, okay, well, what's going on? What is going on? You know, you just kind of got to dig in instead of being super frustrated and flustered about it. And if you have to walk away for a minute, walk away for a minute. I usually don't walk away. I just call 8 million people and ask them what I should do. But that's my suggestion. The other thing is, at the end of this, I am going to show you what I do, like what InstaHub Club looks like, because that's what I use from Shalane Johnson and Brock. What happens is, we did that 5-day thing. They recorded all those videos. It's now into like a membership. And I'm going to show you that, because if you decide to do it, I'm going to ask you to use my link so I get a free month out of it. Okay. So just putting that out there. Also, the reason why I stayed with that is because social media is always changing. If you haven't noticed, Instagram, Facebook, it's always changing. And Shalane and Brock Johnson Instagram, I didn't out and they're in connection with some of the people who work there. And so they do 2 live, it's as this membership process, you know, if you're part of this membership, they do 2 live Zoom calls twice a month so that they keep us updated, right, with what's going on. And I find that to be huge, like really big. I feel like I know what's going on. I don't feel stressed. I see things coming up as they come up. And because they're on Zoom, you can use the chat function. And I'll show you some other things about that. But anyway, that's how I've been able to do this. So let me show you real quick what I'm even talking about, because you might not have seen it. And hold on. Where is my, ooh, I can't even see what, can you see? Can you see this? Does it say Instaclip? Okay. This is why I said, you know what, let me talk about Instagram on the call. In just a short period of time, it was like October, I think this picture is October 31st to a couple days ago. I was able to increase my followers by, in my terms, a lot. Like that's a lot for me, right? And I say a lot because literally I've been at 2266 for probably 2 years. I just haven't been able to move. Okay, so that's a lot for me. That's number one. Number two, these are the likes on my posts. These are the top posts I've had over the last, I don't know if this is 30 days or what, but those are my top posts, the likes, okay? You can see some of the lower ones and then some of the higher ones. This is my reach, meaning that's the amount of people who saw my posts. Now these are only posts, not TikTok. I mean, reels, sorry, not reels. I had one reel go viral, and that's how I got a ton of those followers. But you need to be pumping out content to have the opportunity to go viral. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've been working on this for 2 months, and you'll never know what's about to do it. Like, you'll never know if something's gonna go viral. You just gotta keep pumping out the content and kind of realizing what's kicking off for you. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's gonna be different for all of us. And that's what I mean by it's more of an art. You gotta keep doing it to understand what's gonna work for you and what's not. And sometimes what you think is gonna work isn't, right? So I can share then the one that went viral. And viral is kind of subjective. Viral, you know, if you have 200 followers and all of a sudden you have a post that has 10,000 likes, that's viral. You know what I mean? It's subjective to your audience. But my one reel had a reach of over 1.4 million views. And I'll get you the numbers in a second. Where is it? 1.6 million views and 70,000 likes, right? I'm gonna consider that viral, okay? You can't see all of your insights on Reels, so I can't tell you how many like followers that brought in, but it brought in a whole ton, okay? And it's a dumb reel. It's dumb. It's like straight up dumb. And let me tell you, it was like controversial without me even knowing it was controversial. So I thought that was funny too. Okay, so let me move on. Who wants to know some of the things that I learned? Who would like to know the top like 20 tips that's been helping me? Yeah, you guys want to break it down? All right, I'm gonna break it down.
Number one, Ashley.
What's tip number one?
Reel where you pull off your mask and scream inside a store and you'll go viral. It's that easy. Boom.
Yeah, it's not easy. You know, it's funny. The funny piece about that whole thing that cracks me up, everybody being like people, I didn't even think it would be a controversial thing, right? But people were like screaming at me for singing. I wasn't singing. Like that's lip singing. Like I wasn't singing at all. People were messaging me, telling me that I had a great voice. I mean, it was ridiculous. Anyway. It was great. It was funny, hilarious. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna fly through these, okay? And I'm sure you're gonna have a lot of questions. So let's start. I'm literally gonna tell you what I did step by step by step, okay? And here's what I want. I don't want you to get flustered. I want you to make a list of questions that come up as we do this, because that's what you're going to know. Like, that's where you're going to be like, okay, I need to look this up. I need to look up that, right? Where am I in this process? These are things that are really important without getting flustered. You might have literally 0 of these things done. That's okay. That's where I was at, right? I was at the same spot. It's just going to take a little bit here and there of moving along. So tip 1, this is the first section, setup, okay? Setup. Number 1, your account has to be public, okay? It's got to be public. You cannot go viral with a private account. It's not possible. Okay, so number 1, it's got to be public. I suggest the creator. There's a creator and there's business. So when you go to switch your account over, which is easy, and by the way, any of these things I'm about to say, including what I'm saying right now, if you don't know how to do it, you go to YouTube and you type in what I'm saying. How do I make my Instagram public? Boom, YouTube will show you. YouTube shows you everything step by step by step by step. Okay, so make your account public, and I suggest creator, because you make it public because you can see the insights, number 1, and number 2, you can have people share your stuff, okay? And we'll talk about the reason why sharing is so important. Also, you can see your insights, I said that, and creator, I suggest, because then you can still have your stories going over to your Facebook account. If you're as a business, you'll need to have a Facebook business account where your stories are going over. I'm turning this light off. You can deal with my ugliness right now because I'm sweaty and whatever. Anyway, okay, so that's number 1. Number 2, link it up to your Facebook, like I said, so your stories. So if you upload a story into Facebook, you have to make sure that into Instagram, you have to make sure it's switching over to Facebook. It's not imperative, but it's going to save you a ton of time, right? A ton of time. So that's 2. 3, evaluate and update your picture. If your picture is not crisp and clear and how you want people to know you, and you, not like a cat or dog or child, just remember that on Instagram, they literally have this tiny little box to see your face. I mean, tiny. So get up in that picture and show your face. Make sure it's well lit and how you want to be seen. Make sure it actually looks like you too. If you have some crazy filter on, or you do your hair totally different normally in your pictures, and then here's this picture that literally looks nothing like you, people aren't even, don't you love seeing people in person after just knowing them online and you're like, who the heck are you? It's one of the funniest things in the world, for real. Make sure you look like your profile picture. Okay. And make sure it's up close, brightly lit. Okay, number 4, consider changing the name field. I'm just going to pull up my Instagram, and let me tell you something. My Instagram is not perfect at all. I'm still tweaking it constantly. So I'm just using it as an example for these things. And these are things that I learned from Shalene and Brock. So it's also not my ideas. It's just what they've taught me, and I'm trying to tweak it as I go to make it work for me. So anyway, okay, we need to ignore that. We need to ignore that. And we need to open up my Instagram because it's closed on me. And there's cat. Okay, you see my picture here up in the corner? It's small, right? Those are small pictures. My face is up close. Okay, so I changed my handle to my name. And the reason why I did that is because I changed my name to something that's searchable. So you can only have so many characters here in the description. So to make it the easiest way to add more characters, right? You can turn your handle into your name now you don't need to put your name anywhere else, right? And you can turn your title, where you would normally put your name, and turn it to what like you are or do. Does that make sense? That way, now you only need this is like, you can use more here without having to put your name or what you do there, right? The other thing is that this spot where it says weight loss coach, is searchable. So if somebody searches weight loss, I might show up. My account might show up. Okay, so think of something that might be searchable. I had accountability coach there and I just changed it. I might change it again. I might keep messing with it until it makes sense for me, right? But just remember that that spot is something that will pop up that's searchable. And Instagram is changing a lot in the sense that they're still using hashtags a lot, but they're also going to start doing, like, they're putting a ton of money into their searchable and their search engine. So you could maybe put in a word even without a hashtag into the search, and it's gonna look for more of those words to pop up for you. It's kind of like Google, you know what I mean? So keep that in mind. This is a searchable like thing, whatever you put there, you know, but your handle might, you know, so different. Okay. Where's my notes? The next thing I have on here is, I'm sorry, I'm trying to move things around. Can't stand Zoom sometimes. There we go. Who is it that I want to help, and what do they usually struggle with? So these next 2 or 3 steps are going to take time for you to think about, but I don't want you to think hard, because one of the biggest things that made it difficult for me was overthinking things. Well, who do I want to help? I mean, what does their hair color look like? Eye color? What size is their nose? How many kids do they have? What school are they going to? Like, seriously, we overthink these way too much, right? So if I was going to say for myself, who do I want to help? I want to help other moms, busy moms, right? Who have a bunch of kids. And what do I think they usually struggle with? Well, I've been talking to a bunch of them. They struggle with meal planning, having meal prep, that kind of stuff. Like, I just want somebody to do it for me. I just want somebody to tell me what to do. You know what I mean, with food. Like, it's always a thing. It's always a thing. It's a thing for me. It's a thing for them, right? And so for me, I created, and that's the next step, create some kind of freebie or something inexpensive that you can give away so that you can put a link in your profile and collect people's email addresses. Now, don't overthink this either. We have a ton of content that we give our clients, a ton. We're always giving our clients stuff, free ebooks, free meal plans. Like, I didn't create anything. I created literally nothing, right? I give away meal plans. I give them away because I paid Mompreneur for meal plans in which they give us for our challengers. So instead of just giving them to our challengers, I use them as a way to collect new customers. Does that make sense? So mine set up a little kind of tech savvy, but it's because it took me time to do over like the last 2 years learning all these different things. So what I would suggest is that first, find something you want to give away. Pick one of those ebooks that Amy gives us all the time, right? And learn how to create a Google form, and then put the Google form link in there, right? And then anytime someone fills out your Google form, you just email them the PDF of the meal plan. So just make sure this is set, right? Are people going to be driving to that? No, I literally had a viral post and I could have easily kept up with the people who signed up for my meal plan. Does that make sense? It's not going to be millions of people right away. So you don't need to worry about it being automatic. You just have people sign up for it through a Google form and send them the meal plan. Okay. And I'll show you, it's just an awesome way to collect information from people, but I'll show you how to follow up with them then, because it's the follow-up that's more important. Okay. So that is what I think you should do to set up your profile. Write down all the questions you have about that, because you're going to probably have a ton of questions. I had a ton of questions, and you're just going to work a little bit at a time here. What I'm highly suggesting is what I'm going through does not precede your invites for the day or your follow-ups for the day. Don't let this take over. If you start working on these side projects, which are important, I'm not saying they're not important, but if you start spending all your time on these side projects, you'll never grow your business. You'll never grow your business. Okay? Your first objective is to invite. Your second objective is to follow up. then work on the other things, okay? But your invite and follow up is literally how you're going to make money. This is just a way to get more followers, more eyeballs, and more people to invite and follow up. That's it. That's literally it. So don't think too hard about it, right? Number one, don't make it perfect. If it's perfect, if you're putting it together and setting it up and it looks perfect, then you spent too much time on it. I seriously mean that. If you put a post up and it looks perfect, you spent too much time on it. I mean that. I truly mean that. Your perfection is getting in the way of your progress. It has, and I say that from my heart because it has done it for me too. Don't make things perfect, okay? It just means you're spending too much time on it. Get better as you go, but don't make things perfect. Okay. So, and you know who I'm talking to. If you can connect with that sentence, then you know I'm talking to you. All right. Next, I need you to understand that an influencer, somebody who has like a ton of like a fast growth in a business, in a Instagram account, like real fast, right? They go from like 0 to 24,000 people. A lot of times it's because they're sharing other people's content. A lot of times. Okay, it's either they had influence, like if they're growing fast, maybe they had influence on another platform already, or they were a celebrity or what have you, or they connected with other high influencers, right, who shared their stuff, or they shared other people's stuff. And that for me was my sweet spot, sharing other people's stuff. I'm busy, I can be creative, but it takes a lot of time for me to be creative. And it's way easier for me to be sharing other people's stuff that's already viral than for me to be creating my own stuff. Does that make sense? So a lot of accounts will share other people's stuff at first, a lot, and then they'll start tweaking it as they go. And then as they start learning what's picking speed up, like what's actually like sticking for them, then they'll start recreating their own stuff that kind of mimics it. Does that make sense? So for me, I just want you to understand that because that's what I did and that's what helped me a ton. So blah, 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 use other people's stuff. It's a ton of stress off of you, definitely does. As you start to get more followers, you'll start to see what content is working and learn how to make your own. So here's some steps. Number one, download the Repost app and learn how to use it. Like just YouTube, how to use Repost app, super easy. I'm not going through all of it to you. I'm just giving you tips, things to do, right? So figure out the Repost app. Number two, as you're going through Instagram, start saving things that interest you. You, like truly interest you, not, oh, this would be great for my challengers. That would be a great post to get more customers. That would be a good post to show people how to lose weight. I want you to literally go through Instagram and save things that catch your eye. Oh my gosh, that's a gorgeous house and I'm so into decorating, right? Like find things that make you stop in your track and then save them and then dissect it, look at it and be like, what was it that made me stop in my track? But if you're saving these things day after day after day, then you can go into your saved posts and see what's a recurring theme for you, right? And then you can see, oh, I really do like decorating. Even if I don't decorate my home, I really love these pictures. Maybe I'm like truly a home interior decorating enthusiast, right? That doesn't mean you have to be doing it, but that's what attracts you, right? Now, here's the thing. I have for years been so caught up on the who's my niche, who's my niche, who's my niche. Well, you're going to be able to attract people who are attracted to the same things you're attracted to. You already have something in common, right? So if you're like, I love the interior decorating, and then you share a really cool interior decorating picture, right? And then all these other people are on there commenting on it. Those are your people, right? You have something cool in common. So once you start saving pictures and posts and reels and start seeing what things really pop up for you. See, as a mom of 4, I know I keep saying that, but a lot of moms are like, I don't have, like, they always ask, well, what are your hobbies? I'm like, I don't have a hobby. So funny. What a great question. I don't know. I don't know about you. Right. But that doesn't mean I don't have interests. Right. That doesn't mean something's not going to like catch my eye. And my hobby, laying in bed and scrolling Instagram. Right. Like that, that could be your hobby. But what catches your eye on there? Right. So it's a really good idea to just start now. Like, so when you go through, pick the things that really pop out at you. Okay. So do that. And then in your saved items in Instagram, you will find that you can make folders in their categories. So you can save the things that you're seeing in the category so that you know what you're going back to look at. Another thing to do is if it's something that okay, follow me on this, okay? Because I'm going to go through the workflow of this. In those pictures, you're going to see there's hashtags. Like if there are people who are like going viral, right? If a picture is going viral, you see it a lot, like other people are sharing it and stuff like that. Go to the original person who posted it and look in their hashtags and see if any of those hashtags, like click some of them and see if you like the content under those hashtags and start making a library of hashtags that you like. You following me on this? Those hashtags, just pick the hashtag and find the one on, and here's the other thing. When you click a hashtag, there's 2 sections. There's like the top posts of a hashtag, and then there's the recent. Don't go under recent. Just go under top. Just that first page, the top posts. And look at the grid and be like, is this interesting to me? Is this something that's interesting to me? If it's not, don't write down the hashtag or at least get rid of it. You know what I mean? But if it is, start making a log of those hashtags. Okay. Now, when you're on that top page and you're doing that, if you start finding yourself clicking some of the pictures because you really wanted to see them, save those pictures. Okay. Because those are top, those, okay, I'm sorry. I'm getting excited now. In those pictures, when you save them, don't save them in the same category. Save them in a new category, okay? And you can label it something like viral posts, right? Those are viral posts that interest you that went viral. That's why they're on the top page of that hashtag. Does that make sense? So now you're collecting these viral posts that you really like. Okay, this is what's worked for me, and I think it's going to work for all of us. Actually, it's very fun, and as things change, you know, they're going to. Sometimes it's going to work, sometimes it's not. But that is literally where I've gotten so much of my content. As you start doing this, the algorithm of Instagram is going to start changing for you, and they're going to start showing you more and more of the things that interest you. Then it won't be so hard to even find the things that interest you because you'll just go to the explore page. And when you're on the explore page, you'll be able to find more things that interest you. Now, if you've already been using Instagram for things that you like, if you find, you know, over the last couple months, you already are someone who scrolls and stops and reads and pokes and blah, 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 all of the stuff on Instagram, you could probably go right to the explore page first and start finding the things in the explore page that interest you. Does that make sense? Like that's a great place to start finding the things that are eye-popping to you. And just start collecting things from the explore page. But this whole thing, even though it's not like step 1, 2, 3, 4, is the process. So you find something in the explore page, you think it's awesome, you click it, you got to examine it a little bit. Look at the hashtags, start collecting your hashtags. I keep my hashtags in the note app on my phone and I just keep collecting them. And every time I post something, I have like a group of 20. By the way, this is important, write this down. Every time you then repost something, make sure you have between 25 and 28 hashtags. Another thing is make sure it's pretty relevant. I mean, kind of relevant to your post. If you have a post that's cursing, like songs are cursing, don't like hashtag Christian mom. Like it just probably doesn't go well. It's not going to go viral in the Christian mom hashtag. Does that make sense? Like it just isn't. not that it's gonna ruin anything, but it's not gonna go viral with that hashtag. They're not gonna put that on the top page of Christian moms. Okay. All right. I know I'm throwing a lot down, but these are great things to get started. Okay. So when you then have some stuff that you want to share, now this is where another art piece comes in. If you're so used to like posting all your own content, maybe you want to do this, like share a piece of content every like third post. You know what I mean? So it's not just all of a sudden you're sharing all this people's stuff. And the other thing that's really, really important is make sure you're shouting out the credit of where you got it. So that's kind of why I really like the Repost app. It does it for you. Like it puts in either, if you do the free one, I think it puts it on the actual picture. And if you do the one that you pay for, it copies the person's information so that when you paste it onto the description, it already has their content. So just make sure you're shouting out. Never share someone's stuff without saying like original post from at person. Does that make sense? And then tag that person. So always make sure you're sharing where you got it from. Okay. Okay, so here's the biggest question I want you to write down. This is really big, and this is the whole point of going viral is just to get more people to follow you so that you can have more conversations. So let's keep that in mind, right? It's just so you can have more conversations and invite more people to what you're doing. So that's the whole point. It's not to like have millions of people being like, oh, I want to work with you right now without you ever reaching out to me. Like that's it's going to take a long time to get to. Okay. Like it really is. And you need to make money now. So the point is to use this as a way to get more people to invite. Okay. So the thing I do want you to write down though, is the question to know if you should be reposting someone's content. The biggest question is, would someone who doesn't know me care to share this? It's the whole point. Would someone who doesn't know me care to share this? And remember that people only share things if it makes them look good. People only share things if it makes them look good. So whatever content you're about to share, it should be the content where you would share it anyway. Like, you know how you see a post and your best friend, you like share it in their message box. You're like, oh my gosh, you got to see this, right? And you share it with them. It's that, like, you want somebody to be sharing it. Okay, so that's, I think, why I've been gravitated to the funny. And honestly, people need funny right now. Like, they're sick of reading crap, right? They're just so sick of it. What might have tugged at my heartstring last year is just not tugging at my heartstring this year. I just want you to make me laugh. If I'm going to social media, you need to make me laugh, right? It's an escape. People are escaping. So funny is good. Funny is very good. So even if you're going to stick with like health and fitness stuff, try to find funny health and fitness stuff. Do you know what I mean? It's just, and make sure it's funny to you, not like, well, I don't find it funny, but I think other people will find it funny. That's not going to work. It's just not going to work. It's got to be funny to you, right? Okay, so would somebody share this? That's the biggest important. And will it attract the people I'm trying to serve? Another thing, just like I was saying, the cursing thing versus like with the Christian mom hashtag. I mean, I'm not saying Christian moms don't curse, but I'm just saying like they're probably near their kids listening to their social media out loud, which I just did to Kaylee, but anyway. Okay, so always add your ad in the description. Okay, so that's the next thing. Another tip, you ready? This is really important. The first line is what people are going to read in your description, right? And so don't waste it. You just set up your profile, and maybe you didn't yet, but you will. You set up your profile. I do everything I can to make a call to action fit the picture. everything I can. I will contort words. I will make it sound super corny. I will do anything I can to be able to say, go get my free meal plans in my profile. I will do anything I can to direct them to my profile. But this is the biggest tip I can promise you makes a world of a difference, and that they don't teach in Insta Club Hub. And it took me a little bit to understand it. Think about when people are seeing your post. They're not seeing your post in your profile. They're seeing a post because somebody shared it, right? And so the natural tendency is just to look at it, laugh, and move on. But you want to move them to your profile, okay? So that first line should be encouraging them to come visit you. Like, it can be an inquisitive question, it could be funny, it could be something, but you need to drive them back to your profile. So I'm gonna share one of mine so you can see what I'm talking about. I noticed this with some of the meme accounts, and I didn't get it at first, and then I was like, oh, that's how they get so many more followers. When a meme account posts within the first line, or like, this isn't the first line, but they put their account there. They tell people to come back to their account. And I never noticed it before, but now I notice it all the time. Nobody's gonna click. Like, if somebody shares this, my name might be like up here or something, nobody's gonna click that. But when they're reading that line, and then you say, visit me at Ashley, then they click it because it's in line with what they're doing. Their eyes are already drawn to the description. And so if I realize if I don't do that, they don't come back and look at my profile. And I knew that because you can see it in your insights. You can see profile visits per, like, if I open up the insights to this post, I can see how many people visited my profile, right, from the post. And so I realized if I don't do that, then nobody visits my profile, and then they're not likely to follow me. So the post might be going viral, but I'm not getting any followers. You have to drive them back to your account in the description. Does that make sense? Okay. You can also see on here, this is where it says repost. Like I said, repost from, and I gave a shout out to the people who originally created it. And then my hashtags are on the bottom. Some people ask, do the hashtags need to be on the bottom or in the comments? And it's an overwhelming, it doesn't matter. Like, they literally said it doesn't matter. However, if you're gonna put it in the comments, it's gotta be right away. Put it in the comments right after you post it. Don't wait half an hour. It doesn't work so well. Just put it in right afterwards. So it doesn't matter if it's in the post or in the comments. Really doesn't matter. You can see I did this for like this one, another one. Go to Ashley, like, come see me, right? And then I just tagged myself multiple times. And see here, this is what I mean by playing on the stupid words. This is stop eating out, cook at home, and you'll lose weight. Quarantine determined that was a lie. Unless, of course, you use these delicious seasonal recipes into your phone. Like, it's so corny, but I did it anyway, and people still did it. They still went to my profile and clicked the link. That's super corny, but it worked. I don't know, tweak it as you need to be. Okay. So yeah, you got to drive them back to your, see, I do it here, tag on. See, I didn't on this one. So maybe that's why I didn't do so well. See, some of them flopped and some of them didn't. Some of them did well, right? So this one, not so good. This one, pretty darn good. Here's another one. Okay, Santa Claus when you're a kid versus Santa Claus when you're an adult. Nothing wrong with efficiency, right? I've got another way to make your life easier. Dinners planned with grocery lists sent to your phone every Friday. It's pretty corny, but guess what? It worked. Okay, so anyway, that would be what I meant by plain words. Okay, but I had something set up in my profile to drive them to, and that's the biggest piece. You got to have it set up, right? Okay, always have a call to action. Make sure you're calling out your own account. Tell them to come see your own account. Oh yeah, no one reads very long posts, unless they're super, like, unless you're really good at telling a story, like really good at keeping them in for a while, you're going to want to make sure that they're short messages, right? Which also saves you time, by the way. Okay, I have 3 more things and then I'm done. Things to know planning weekly content. What types of posts do you know your audience loves? Is it shareable? Is it timely? So if you see something that's starting to go viral, like it's funny and it's timely, I'm thinking of that post that I did yesterday on Facebook of like returning the subscription for 2021. That was somebody else's post and they copied it too. So it's not like their own content. So I was like, oh, give me that. That's funny, right? You know what I loved about that one? People are commenting on it that I know are from like all political views, all agreeing on the same thing. It was really great. I loved it. Yeah, I was like, see, cohesiveness. Okay, so bring it united. Okay, so 2 more things and then we're done. So 1, these are big, just short tips that you can use right away, right now, without setting up your profile or anything. Reels. Instagram is pushing out Reels, and I'm gonna give you a really quick tip. When I told you that reel was getting a lot of funny comments about people, like some people were mad that I stole some, I love this. Some people were mad that I stole someone's content. Now, okay, if you know anything about TikTok, that's what it is. You literally redo other people's stuff. Same with Reels, but Reels is so new in Instagram and people who are on Instagram aren't all on TikTok, so they don't get it. Right? They don't understand that it's not me singing, I'm lip singing to something else, right? But that drives conversation. Like people being like, oh, you're being dumb. Like, obviously it's not her singing, right? That sounds silly, but it's literally driving conversation. And the more conversation that it's driving, the more views that it's getting. And Instagram already loves Reels and wants to push it out. So you have a high chance of going viral with Reels right now. And if you want content for Reels that's not already on Instagram, go over to TikTok. Go to TikTok, figure out ones that are really funny that you connect with on TikTok, redo them, and bring them over to Reels, because you have a higher chance of doing something that's not already on Instagram, right? And you can do it that way. So that's Reels. Number 2, big tip for the night that you can take away right away is stories. Stories are not ways to get new eyeballs. So keep that in mind. You're not getting new people through stories. What you are is you're just connecting with the people who are already at your table, right? So stories, big thing that I was like, oh, I didn't realize. Stories are all about frequency. It really doesn't matter what they are. So you don't have to think, like I think of my kids for this. Remember when Snapchat first came out and I just didn't get it. I'm like, why would you take a picture of your leg at the doctor's office? Like, and then snap it. Like, I just didn't, I didn't understand it, but now I'm kind of getting it. It's truly, like when I say behind the scenes, I don't mean like you have to explain everything behind the scenes. I mean, just take a picture of something, literally just take a picture of something and snap it. So if you're going for a walk and you see a beautiful tree, just take a picture of the tree and put it in your stories. That's it. You don't have to say anything about the beautiful tree. Just if you see something beautiful, take a picture of it and put it in your stories. And the reason why I'm saying that is because it's frequency over content. If you can post to your story every 2 hours, you will find that you will have a ton more views, a ton. If you post your story only twice a day, you're going to get a ton less views by a lot, not by a little, by a lot. I didn't understand why last summer I was like, oh my gosh, my stories are getting like 400 views last summer. I didn't get it. I didn't understand what was going on. It's because I was on vacation. And every 2 hours, I would just take a picture of something like an ice cream cone, the beach, my kid being buried in the sand, because I felt like it was different than my normal life, right? And I would post it in stories instantly. I wouldn't like worry about how it looks or anything like that. And I would just post it in stories. and just to document my vacation. And I realized the views were so high, and I didn't get it until literally just recently when he said this. He's like, dude, stories you need to do every like 2 hours. Now that sounds like a lot, but if it's literally just a random picture, I'm going to show you something. I'm just looking at it now. I'm going to post this right now because I didn't notice it until. Okay, here. I just took this picture, right, of a frame, Chase Your Dreams. I literally just took that picture. Now I'm going to put it in my stories. I'm trying really hard with this because this is not normal for me. But that's it. Like, that is it. That's one. Now 2 hours, I can wait and do something else. If you have to set a timer for however times you're going to do it a day, it'll work. And it doesn't have to be anything special. It does not have to be anything special. Does that make sense? And it's just going to keep, because what happens is it keeps pushing your story to the beginning of everybody's story feed. Does that make sense? So then every time they open up their Instagram, there you are again, and they're going to watch it, and they're going to start from the last one that they saw. 2 hours later, they're going to open Instagram. They're going to open it up. You're going to be at the front because you have a new story, and they're going to watch that story, and then it would go to the back of their thing. And then 2 hours later, they're going to open up their Instagram, and you're going to be there again because you're doing it throughout the day. And because of that, you're going to see so many more people looking at your stories. Now, for us, we do a lot in our stories. We invite through our stories sometimes. You know what I mean? So the more story views we have, the better. And so that is a huge tip. Now, I went like way over time here, but you guys are still here. So I feel like I'm giving some good content. So thank you for that. So that's all I'm sharing, which is a lot. I'm going to drop I'm going to show you this, like what it looks like in the Club Hub. Everything I'm learning and everything that you wrote down, all those questions you wrote down as to how do I do this? How do I do that? This is the next step. This is the next that is all in this group. So if you don't feel like going through YouTube and finding all the different YouTube videos to tell you how to do it, this is Insta Club Hub. See all the different trainings, and it takes you day 1, day 2. It takes you through how to redo your bio, posts, help with hashtags, increasing engagement, master the algorithm. Those are the 5 first videos that we learned, right? And then there's a ton more. And I'm going to give you this link. I'll put it in the chat, and then I'll also put it in actually, I think it's in there. Well, I'll put it under the pictures for like when I posted pictures about my Instagram. So here's the thing about this program. It's super inexpensive. It's like $25 or something a month. And if you get what you want out of it, and then you don't have to keep going if you don't want to, or you can keep it going and you can stay on top of all the changes of Instagram that are always changing. And you can send out your referral link and get a free month every time someone signs up. So I think I don't normally recommend trainings to people because they're always so expensive. And I don't feel like it's worth the money. But this is so inexpensive. And I can't teach Instagram like they can. Like, I can't bring out to you guys what they can. And you could grow big with their tips. So I highly recommend going in there and learning. Elise, haha, it's okay. I just learned about Ditto app. I make everything harder, always, Alex. You're not alone in that. It's taken a long time for me to learn to make things simple. Do you guys have any questions? You can unmute yourself, and I'm gonna let you go. Well, you can go. I'm gonna go, but.
Have you noticed like an increase in like not just engagement, but like people being interested in fitness because of this, because that's what you do, or at least signing up for your meal plans or your goals?
So you guys can go if you want, but what I'm going to tell you, Elise, if you wouldn't stay on for literally 2 more minutes, I'll tell you exactly how my conversations go now, and they've been gold. So all I do is when someone follows me, at first it was if someone commented on my stuff, but now because I have people actually following me a lot more, it's those people. So it just depends on where you're at in the process. But anyway, when someone follows me, I send a message that says, hey, thanks for the follow. right? Or if someone's commenting, you can say, thanks for commenting on my post. Curious, what would you love to see more of on my page? And I give them 3 options. And I say, funny memes, weight loss tips, or recipes.
Okay.
That question, because I threw weight loss tips in there, has been the opening to all my conversations.
Okay.
Most of the time, I get either all the above or weight loss recipes or whatever. It really doesn't matter what they say. If they say funny memes, I don't keep going into anything. I'm just like, oh, awesome. Thank you so much. I'll definitely do that. But if they say weight loss or recipes, I'll move them into the next. Okay, you want recipes? Great. Did you see the link in my profile? Oh, no, I didn't see it. Well, here it is. And I copy it and give it to them. Curious. Those are weight loss recipes that, those are healthy weight loss recipes. Are you also looking to lose weight?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, awesome. How much weight would you like to lose? 10 pounds. Oh my gosh. Then I send them a picture of someone on our team who lost like about 20 pounds, right? I send it to them and I'm like, dude, we just helped so-and-so lose 20 pounds. By the way, I'm running this fit party where we work out, give away prizes, and explain what we do. Would you like an invite? Yes, awesome. Here's the RSVP. What date is best for you? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a very smooth conversation. And literally I can copy and paste the entire conversation because it's always the same.
I like that. I like
Yeah.
that a lot. Yeah.
It's really been helpful. And it's really been exciting too. It's great. The other thing is if you, for Facebook, if you have something to give away like that, you can start there too. Hey, I don't know if you saw, but I'm giving away a free blah, blah, blah. If you would like it, here's the link. I mean, if I'm giving something away for free, why not just give them the link? Like, I don't need a response. Here's the link. If you want to sign up for it, that's great. And then I can ask them for the fit party next. Do you know what I mean? It's just, you have different things that you could be offering. It's so, like Amy said, it's so easy inviting people when it's something that's like fun and Any other questions? Does that help, Elise?
Yeah, that helps a lot. I was just curious if it helped, and also the casual conversation, I feel like is what I struggle with most, because I don't want to just reach out to someone out of the blue. So
Yeah.
I've just been doing it with people who were engaging with my content. But
Mhm.
if I was posting stuff that is like hilarious and things like that, like that would help a lot to relate to people too.
Do you know what helped in my head? At first, I was like, how do I connect all of this stuff that literally has nothing to do with health and fitness, right? What I did is I realized everybody else is on here and has their own job, and they're not out there like talking about their own job. Do you know what I mean? I put my
Yeah.
job in the title, right? But that doesn't mean I need to be posting about my own job all the time. Do you know what I'm saying? And so I do post before and after pictures here and there, definitely, just to show like what our team is doing.
Right.
But I feel like, well, my husband sells plumbing supplies. That doesn't mean he's constantly posting about plumbing supplies. Do you know what I mean? Like, so if I have this opportunity for them to get something, then the conversation can definitely be smooth. Definitely.
Mhm.
Any other questions?
So you gave us a lot to chew on. What do you think is the number one thing that is driving your following? Do you think it's having that Google form in your bio? Do you think it's doing your reels? Do you think it's like, where do you think the majority of the people are coming from?
You asking about people who are buying or just following?
No, just following.
My followers is from sharing other people's stuff, viral posts, like other people's posts that have gone viral. That, like it's like somebody else testing out a post for me before I do it.
What would you consider like a post that's gone viral?
If you go on the top page and see, or the Explore page and see the post there, the Explore page and the top page for like a hashtag or something like that, if it's on that top page, even if it has like 200 likes on it, it's a viral post. It just, the 200, the reason why it's there is because the person who posted it doesn't have a huge following. So 200 posts is big for them. Does that make sense? So, but Instagram obviously likes it, and other people like to content, like the content. So it's already tested for you.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
So if
And
you do like a hashtag, if you search a hashtag and then like all the posts come up with that hashtag, the top posts are the viral ones.
they're the ones that get the most engagement on.
So you find the majority of your viral posts on the Explorer page.
My Explore page, yeah. And
Like there's
I
Ashley
also
on my Explorer page dancing.
that's just because you like
I like it.
connect with my page a lot. But that's funny that's on there. What I was gonna say is the other thing though is if you're looking up a hashtag and there's only like 1,000 posts in that hashtag, that's not gonna be helpful to you. Look for something that says like the hashtag, you look up the hashtag on and it says like 25,000 posts in that hashtag. Does that make sense? You'll see what I'm talking about on Instagram when you're looking at it. Like I was looking at somebody's content who was trying to do something viral and they were using a hashtag and I clicked on the hashtag because I'm like, I don't even know what that hashtag means. So I clicked on the hashtag and it was all their stuff because they kept using the same hashtag and nobody else was using it. There was only like a couple hundred or 1,000 posts under that hashtag. It's not going to go viral if nobody's looking at that hashtag. Do you know what I'm saying? So
All my posts on my Explorer page is not one that I would share.
mhm.
So what's the deal? I'm like, I wouldn't post any of these. Like, why?
Probably because you probably are like I was. You don't use Instagram to look up stuff that you're interested in. You're only using Instagram to interact with the people you're friends with. Do you know what I'm saying? So that stuff that you're interacting with those people is what's going to show up on your Explore page.
So I have to search
You're
in
going to
the
have to
search
look
bar
for
on the
things
Explorer page and find stuff that
that interest you.
For that, like a tip, I would start with hashtags that maybe you use or you would follow, or your followers would follow. Maybe like I feel like that would be a good place for you to start because you don't necessarily scroll and like things on the Explorer page. Might not be the best place for you to start.
Yeah. And even now, like I look at my Explore page and it constantly is changing. And sometimes there's things on, I'm like, I wouldn't want any of that. But what happens is, like Elise was just saying, as I started learning some of the things that I like, and I looked at the hashtags those people were using, then I found some hashtags that I actually like. I would have never been able to say, oh, I like this hashtag because I didn't look up hashtags, but I only found them through the posts of things that started to interest me. And some of the ways that I found that is in my stories. So people do share viral posts a lot in their stories. And so if you are looking through other people's stories and you see some stuff that was interesting to you, click that post, right? And go to the actual post that they shared and start there. Does that make sense? So yeah, there's different ways to kind of figure out. It's going to take a little finagling. Yeah.
oh, it's so cute.
Any other questions? This is a long call.
I'm sure we will have a ton for you. So Ashley, we'll do like a part 2 Instagram in February, maybe. Instagram part 2. Or just get the Insta Club Hub and figure it out yourself. Are you frozen, Ashley?
No, I'm just reading Michelle's comment. I'm not sure I understand what you're saying, Michelle. Sorry. Do you know where the unmute button
Yeah.
is? Go ahead.
So when I like type whatever I want to say in my post, and then I hit the hashtag, if you type like goals, you'll see right underneath it'll say like 95 K, and
Yeah.
that's how many posts there are that say goals or whatever.
Yes.
Whatever
Yes.
you're using, it shows you. So if it's super popular,
That's
use it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. The other on the yeah.
On the flip side of that, just because I work in marketing, you don't want to necessarily, your post could get lost if it is one of the really generic ones that is like just goals or motivation or even Monday motivation. Like it's okay to use those every once in a while, but you definitely want to use like location hashtags. You want to use like I use Longmont, Colorado in mine because it has a lot of followers, and maybe I'll find people near me that like location ones are great too. But yeah, like using the ones that have like 5 million, like your posts are going to get lost in that. But if you repost like the viral videos and things like that, that's completely fine to use maybe like 1 or 2 of those hashtags, but don't like overuse those because it will become spammy as well. There's so many nuances to social media.
Yeah. I think the more like if you can get into that Insta Club Hub, I think that you'll learn all of that. They'll help you a ton. And it's really digestible and easy to understand and to go through it. And it's like a boot camp. Like once you go through it, you feel like, oh, I got a pretty good idea of what's going on here. You know what I mean? Especially if you're not somebody who's normally using Instagram, which I wasn't. I felt like even though I had some training, it still wasn't really great training. And this really kind of caught me up a little with like the words and just everything.
And it's a tax write-off, right?
Yes, it is. It's a tax
It's
write-off.
a business expense, like it's a you're investing in your business.
Yes.
So, and then you just got to put it on your schedules to make sure that you do it.
Yeah, that's true.
All right.
All right.
Ashley, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Good night, ladies.
See you guys later. Have a good night.
Bye-bye.